Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Chorty. And as I mentioned yesterday's review, and you're probably going to get a little rundown every review this week, there's very little that's arrived in UK stores that's new, shiny, and worth reviewing. So I'm catching up on stuff I missed. This one I'm not going to go too far back. It literally was one that came in last week, and I just never got around to it. It's an issue one from Boom, Mamo. And the reason it didn't get picked up and done is basically because there was just some other big kind of things that I wanted to review. There's a lot of stuff which came out and I had to kind of like pick and choose. And this one, although it's technically brilliant and there's a lot I like about it, I can't say it's one that's moved me to the point of like, I genuinely can't wait to see what happens next. The stuff I like about it is fairly obvious stuff. I mean, first off, this is the artwork. And when I was a younger man, I remember watching some TV show where it was artists discussing how you draw the wind. And it always kind of stayed with me as like an excellent example of how you can use a static image to show movement. And that is like the second page, or second and third page, I suppose. And I just absolutely love how they've done it. It looks absolutely brilliant. It's everything you need it to be. And it sets the scene quite nicely. What it doesn't do is set the actual scene of what's going on there, because this is a world not too unlike our own. It's contemporary. I mean, there's a car there, right-hand driving and everything. And it was like, right, okay, so we're dealing with something which is just a bit like kind of normal. I didn't really know what to expect of this comic book. I haven't read anything about it. I don't know anything about the creator. I just thought it looks interesting, so I'll check it out. And then next couple of panels, oh yeah, we're now dealing with magic because there's a witch there. And that's something which I quite like. A lot of my fantasy favorites basically go along the avoiding the high fantasy route. Don't get me wrong, I've got time for elves and dragons and wizards and all that kind of stuff in moderation. But some of my favorite stuff is more like our world, but shifted slightly to the one side, so it's looked in a slightly different way. Think stuff like Rivers of London or Neverwhere. If you're going for actual fantasy stuff, then Joe Abercrombie does absolutely brilliant kind of dark fantasy where there is magic, but it's not the point of it. So a world which looks like ours, that acts like ours, but has magic in it, and it's just an accepted thing rather than it being like some secretive cabal society of magic users. It just is part of the life. That's like, okay, yeah, I'll check this one out. And the more I'm reading, the more I'm realizing that it's based on a lot of folkloric kind of stuff, fae circles and the like, and there is just witches. So it's like, right, okay, I'm finding my feet a little bit. I'm kind of enjoying it. The writing on it is really quite good, very naturalistic. A lot of the writing throughout the comic book is effectively just people talking to each other. There's no real box out text. It is just you've basically shown everything that's going on, and it's up to you to basically apply your own thoughts to it, apart from what people are talking to each other, what they're saying to each other, and that comes across brilliantly. And then you find out that the one of the characters, her mother has been cursed, and she's gone to get the witch to try and break the curse. And there's issues of people not trusting witches. Possibly some kind of patriarchal hang-up in the same way that happened in our world where people thought they were witches. And then when you get to the conclusion of the first issue, you actually get to see what's been going on and what the nature of the curse is. And it looks spectacular. It takes its time, which is quite nice. When you do get the witch that we see there actually casting spells and making a difference in the world, it's not a rushed thing. You actually get panel after panel of seeing how it all plays out and what it looks like. Light in it there. And that is brilliant. I do like the look of it. Now, all these things that I like about it, you're probably wondering why it didn't grab me. Well, in simple terms, it's because there wasn't really anything they did which was different and unusual. Because it was based on a lot of folklore kind of stuff, and yes, magic within our world or something similar to our world isn't exactly normal. It didn't have enough of that's a cool, interesting thing they've done with that. It felt, if anything, mildly predictable. Great characterization, absolutely brilliant artwork. The writing in it is beautiful, but all these things are hanging off a central concept or conceit which isn't interesting enough for me. It still just feels like, here's a story of an evil spell being cast, let's go and get somebody to break that evil spell. And that's pretty much all you get in terms of plot development in the entire first issue. Even some of the little bits of character background, which could be foreshadowing something else, nothing is really particularly groundbreaking or goes farther away from the mean to actually mean anything to me, other than just, well, that's just a story beat I expected to see. Not disappointed by it. It is great looking and great fun to read, but I just wish there was just a little bit more to it. Anyway, that's it for me for the day. I'm going to come back tomorrow with another review. Still not sure what I'm going to be doing. I'll find something and I'll review it. Until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.